Swerve up on that scene, hop out engine looking clean.
Alright, what's up guys, Poison here, and I'm back from another episode of Quick Play for Saturday. Today we're actually finished with Devil May Cry, or more specifically DmC Definitive Edition. Now, real quick, I'm going to be saying DmC throughout this video, mainly because DmC and Devil May Cry, yes, they're sort of the same game. DmC is the one we're actually taking a look at, as where Devil May Cry could refer to the older ones. So, first things first, I'm playing this game on Xbox One. That's where I did my whole Quick Play on. I played the Definitive Edition because that's the only edition available for Xbox One. And the Definitive Edition is, well, let's talk about what it is before we get into pricing and all that. DmC is actually a reboot of the original Devil May Cry game, although it's set in an alternate universe separate from the first game. A lot of people didn't like this game when it first came out, mainly because of the way Dante looks. He's different. He's a lot younger in this game because this is, like I said, a reboot of the first one. This takes place in an alternate universe, like I said, where Dante's younger and he's going through this whole game, he's going through trying to discover his life. You know, I'm going to talk about the game more. Hopefully I can cover this whole game in 15 minutes because that's all the footage I have. But first things first, this game is, like I said, the Definitive Edition. The Definitive Edition is available on PS4 and Xbox One. I have two different sites loaded up. I have GameStop and I have Amazon. So on GameStop, the Xbox One edition of the game is actually $15 pre-owned. There is no new copies. And $20 pre-owned on PS4. As where on Amazon, the PS4 copy costs $23, as where the Xbox One copy costs $15. Unless you buy the digital code, then it's $30. So, game is pretty cheap. I'm playing this game through the Xbox One, Xbox Game Pass, so pretty much I pay $10 a month and I get to play this game for free all I want. Another thing I want to mention is, in this footage, I'm actually playing the game in turbo mode, which increases the game speed by 20%. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but honestly, this game is a lot better in turbo mode. Not to say playing it normal is bad, but just the game feels a lot better in turbo mode. It runs a lot better. It's, you know, 20% faster, so you can beat the game a lot faster too. I honestly should have played this game in turbo mode the first time I played it, because just looking at this footage and looking at my older footage, it's like night and day. It's a lot faster. It's a lot clearer. Not to say like the old game had like any issues like playing it normally, but this game just runs a lot smoother in turbo mode. Now, I'm not sure if turbo mode was in the original game or if it was only available in Definitive Edition, but if you do buy this game on Steam, Xbox One, PS4, and you're playing through it for the first time, definitely play through it in turbo mode. It feels a lot better, honestly. Now, let's talk about the game's gameplay-wise. This game is actually really good. It's really well built. It plays well. There's no issues with it. Controls are good. You know, everything is good in this game, you know. Story-wise, I don't really remember the original story in the original DmC. It's been a long time since I played that game, and truthfully, I never beat it. But this game takes place in the beginning of Dante's, like, I guess, 20s, early 20s, maybe like 21. I'm not sure his exact age in the game because it doesn't really mention it. But this game basically tells the story of Dante, how he has amnesia. Pretty much, he has no memory of his childhood. Then he meets someone who helps him regain memory of his childhood, who happens to be his brother Virgil. And throughout the game, you're discovering, or pretty much in like the first chapter or two, you're discovering your past life, like your younger years, you know, with your mom being killed and your dad being exiled into pretty much banished. I don't remember where, but he's banished. And Dante, like I said, he's going through, with the help of his brother Virgil, discovering his life and pretty much going through and trying to defeat, you know, the demons that caused his father to be banished, and trying to, you know, get revenge on the people who killed his mother and banished his father. Jesus Christ. So, it's a relatively quick game. I think it was like 23 parts for my quick play. Not really proud of that, but honestly, if I was playing turbo mode, it would have been a lot faster. The Definitive Edition does come with a few upgrades. First off, for those people who care about resolutions, the Definitive Edition does have a resolution of 1080p, as where the originals only had a resolution of 720p. The Definitive Edition also includes all the DLC, including Virgil's Downfall, which I already played through. It adds a bunch of new costumes and a manual targeting system that gives players more control over which enemies they choose to attack. Not my words, I was just reading that off an article. And you know, I didn't play with manual targeting mode. I didn't even know it was a thing. I'm pretty sure you had to beat the game before you could actually even put it on. But the gameplay is or the game is actually a really good all-around game. Now, if you've ever been interested in Devil May Cry games, you know, you could definitely play this game and get the story of it, of at least like the first Devil May Cry. One thing I will highly suggest though is I feel this game has better controlling mechanics than the older Devil May Cry games. So, you know, if you're looking to play like the series, I personally would say, you know, this game does tell the whole story pretty much, you know, of the first game, you know, of you trying to discover your life and trying to get revenge on those who need it. And, you know, it's a good game. Like I said, it has a story, but I don't think you could play this game and go back and play the older games because they play so differently. Not to say that the older games are bad, but to say that, hey, maybe, you know, don't play this one and go play the older ones because you might not like it. Honestly, if you're going to try to play the Devil May Cry series, maybe just start off, suffer through the older ones, and then come back to this one. Just be forewarned for those who have not played any Devil May Cry games. These games are not forgiving. These aren't like Dark Souls level games, but pretty much they released 2 versions of Devil May Cry 3. A normal version, and then I think it was like the gold edition or gold version. And the gold version is a lot more forgiving, a lot easier. You get like gold orbs that help you restore your life so you don't have to get a game over and start all over. Pretty much the older games are like, hey, you die, pretty much start over again. You're not really going to start. You're not going to have your continue point. Now, that being said, it provides a good challenge for people who like it, but it also provides a challenge for people who may not want a challenge. I personally know some people who do love challenges and people who don't love challenges. All comes down to you. Like, do you enjoy Dark Souls and all that? You know, if so, then yeah, go on, play the older games. Like, I hate having to compare a game to Dark Souls, but that's just like the best I can do. It's not going to be like a super easy game, just to be forewarned. You know, story, it's good. There's 20 chapters in it. There's boss fights. Just let it be known that if you have seen my quick play, the final chapter in Dante's story, chapter 20, is a quick fight with Virgil. And I mean quick, honestly. Like, the game just ends. And in Virgil's Downfall DLC, you have only 6 chapters. Chapter 5 is where you fight Hollow Virgil. So you fight, like, a shadow version of yourself. Like, I guess, Ocarina of Time Shadow Link type of style thing. But Chapter 6, so you fight Hollow Virgil in Chapter 5. Chapter 6 is where you play a mission called Another Chance. And pretty much you're playing through one of the previous chapters with all your upgrades and stuff. So you're playing through a previous chapter and, you know, you get to the part where it's the end and you think, oh, something's going to happen. You know, I'm going to walk through this and get a boss fight. And the game just pretty much ends, you know. Kind of lazy, but still a good thing anyways. Honestly, I could see this game being worth its price. You know, $15 for on Xbox, $20 on PlayStation. Yeah, it's kind of worth it. But if you have an Xbox One and you're thinking, oh, should I buy the game? I would highly suggest not buying the game on Xbox One. If you have an Xbox One, just buy Xbox Game Pass for a month. You know, it's only $10 and you could quickly run through this game, especially in turbo mode. Honestly, after I beat this game, I decided to replay it real quick so I could get all the story. And within like 4 hours, maybe even less, you know, I didn't even pay attention to the time. But with relative ease, I'm already on chapter 9 of chapter 20. So if you play through this game on Xbox One or even on PlayStation 4, you know, put it turbo mode and rush through the game a lot faster. Like I said, Xbox One, don't buy this game. Like, not to say it in a bad way, but it wouldn't be worth buying this game unless you're a huge fan of Devil May Cry or you really want to keep the story. You know, you really want to collect the series. Other than that, honestly, just buy Xbox Game Pass. Beat the game, you know, $10 a month. Yeah, you're not going to get a refund on your money, but you could honestly play a bunch of other games afterwards. Maybe you want to try Resident Evil 6. Maybe you want to play a bunch of other games. You know, that's the beauty of Game Pass. You could keep buying it every month, or you can only do it for 1 month, you know, just play certain games. But Xbox-wise, I really wouldn't, you know, suggest buying this game. Honestly, I wouldn't even suggest buying this game for PlayStation because there's not much replayability unless you're someone who wants to complete the whole game. But, you know, if you have a friend who has the game, you know, definitely borrow it from them and play it. Unless, like I said, you really want to, you know, help support Ninja Theory, Capcom, and them. Not to say that it's negative to support them, but this game, not much replayability unless, like I said, you're going to 100% the game or you're going to do something, you know. Best bet, you know, Game Pass or rent it from someone. But that's pretty much it. like I said, Virgil's Downfall, a good DLC, you know, a bunch of chapter missions. I don't really, or a bunch of costumes, my bad. Don't really care for the costumes. I pretty much just stuck with the normal Dante from the game. That's pretty much it. That ends this review. Honestly, like I'm saying, it's a really solid game. It's a great game. A lot of negativity in the beginning of its release because of the way Dante looked, but after that, you know, the game plays well. The game is actually really good. You know, I hate to say, you know, it's not worth buying because, you know, like I said, replayability, it's not there unless you're going to 100% the game or something or try to go back for all the challenges. But, you know, it's a good game. Like I'm saying, me personally, I just don't see it worth, you know, even though it's $15 or $20, I still personally would say rather just Game Pass it or rent it or borrow it from someone. But still a great game regardless, and definitely worth a try, especially if you like the Devil May Cry games. The combat is good and on point, you know, everything controls well, like I said. It's not like a bad controlling game. But yeah, guys, until next time, have an awesome day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.